Hey everyone, Mr. Willinger here, doing a ACT math prep video. So today we're going to be working on solving equations. So number 12 here, we have 12x equals -8, and then in parentheses we have 10 minus x. So when I start these problems out, if I have a subtraction part of my problem, I usually rewrite it and take the subtraction part out, change it to addition, and then change the sign of the term behind it. So I'm just going to rewrite it over here as 12x equals -8, and then in parentheses times 10 plus -x. And then my first step here would be to distribute this 8 through here. So I'm going to distribute this 8 by multiplying -8 times 10, which is 80. Plus, I'm just going to bring my addition sign down. -8 times -x, which gives me 8x. When you take a negative times a negative, it gets rid of that negative, and your answer becomes positive. And then over here, I still have my 12x. That did not change. So then I'm thinking to myself, I want all of my variables on one side of this equation together. So I already have 12x over here, and I have 8x over here. So I want to move this 8x over here to be with this 12x. And to do that, since this is positive 8x, that means I have to subtract 8x from both sides. So again, what you do to one side of an equation, you have to do to the other. And since this is positive 8x, I'm going to subtract 8x. So 12x minus 8x over here would be 4x equals -80, because nothing changed with that -80. And then 8x minus 8x is going to cross out, so we can ditch that. And then they're multiplying 4 times x here, and they're saying that equals 80. So I'm going to do the opposite of multiply 4 times x. I'm going to divide 4 on both sides here. And when I do that, these cancel out, leaving me with x equals -80 divided by 4, which of course is -20. So I have a second problem here for you all to try. So if your teacher will pause the video for just 1 or 2 minutes, give you guys a chance to work this out, then go ahead and do that. And so now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to work this problem out. So we have, I'm going to rewrite it over here. And I'm going to change my subtraction problem here to an addition problem, and then change the sign of the term behind it. So where that was x minus 11, I'm going to change to x plus -11 equals -15. So now this problem starts off just like the previous problem before it. I got to distribute this 12 through here. So I have 12 times x, which is 12x, plus 12 times -11, which is -132, equals -15, because nothing changed on this side of the equation here. I then should think to myself, I want my variable, which is x, on one side of this equation by itself. There's not an x on this side of the equation, so let's just leave 12x over here. Let's get rid of this -132. And since it's -132, that means I want to add 132 to both sides. So these cancel out. And when I do to one side of an equation, I have to do to the other. So we have -15 plus 132, which of course equals 117. And then since it's 132 and 132 over here cancel out, that leaves me with just 12x. And then again, just like the problem above it here, they're multiplying 12 times x. So that means I got to divide this side by 12 to get rid of it. And what I do to one side of my equation, I have to do to the other. So that leaves me with x equals 117 over 12. Now you might be thinking to yourself, hey, that's not an answer over here. So we have to reduce this 117 over 12. So to reduce this 117 over 12, I'm thinking to myself, what is 12 divisible by here? That's the smallest number, so that's the one I want to work with first. So 12 is divisible, obviously, by 12, 4, 3, and 1. 12 goes into 12, but 12 doesn't go into 117 because 117 is an odd number, so it couldn't possibly go into 117. 4 goes into 12, but 4 doesn't go into 117 for the same reason. It's an odd number, so it clearly doesn't go into 117. 3 goes into 12, but does 3 go into 117? Well, let's use our rule of 3. Our rule of 3 says that if you add up the digits of a number, and the sum of those digits that you add up is divisible by 3, then the number itself is divisible by 3. So if I take 1 plus 1 plus 7, which equals 9, and 9 is divisible by 3, then yes, 117 is divisible by 3. So 12 divided by 3 is 4. And then if I do 117 divided by 3, 3 doesn't go into 1. 3 goes into 11 3 times, which is 9. And then 11 minus 9 is 2. Bring down my 7. 3 goes into 29. Oh, I'm sorry, 3 goes into 27 9 times. So my numerator here is 39. So final answer is letter E over here, 39 over 4. Thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoy this video, and go Falcons.